think I'm ready to cut her hair. I'm gonna trim this between the eyes pretty short. I might go a little shorter than this even in between the eyes. Start longer, and we can always go shorter. So that's pretty nice and short here. I'm happy with it. So now I think I'm just gonna trim this face fur down a little bit. So I'll need to find my lines on the sides and top of her face. But I also would like to trim a little bit of the mouth so it's not quite so wild. So I've brushed her fur forward in all the areas where we're gonna cut, separated out what we're gonna keep long. I've started to kind of define her face by going really short. I may have gone a little bit too short in a couple places down here. I think this is really making her come together. Trying to figure out how low to go on her chin as well. And I don't want to get too close on the inside because you can start seeing the stitches. So I'm just trying to even it out so it's all one length. I think I went too far up. I think she should have just been right there. But now I've got bald head all the way to the top. So I came at this with fresh eyes today, and I think she's actually looking pretty good. So I have a plan. I'm gonna make a little palm out of the leftover faux fur that I have by cutting it into a square and then doing a loose stitch around it and cinching it together. I don't have a whole lot of this left, actually. This is it, because it was a tiny piece to begin with. So I think I'm gonna do the larger piece. I'm just gonna go ahead and make a cut. Just trying to get it into a square, or somewhat of a square. It doesn't need to be perfect. And now I'm gonna do a double thread across the entire border of this. So I've gotten 2 of the 4 edges done. It's pretty large stitches, and I'm gonna go ahead and give that my first pull to start the cinch a little bit. It's actually very satisfying. So then I'll keep going. And I'm trying my best to not go through the fur on the other side, just kind of keeping it as close as I can to the back layer. Cinch that up. This is the only way I can get the fur to kind of face up instead of in crazy directions. I still have my thread attached right now. Really nice palm. I think this is gonna look awesome. And it's nice because it starts and ends on pink, so there's some continuity there. And it's sticking up really nice and straight. I love it. If you look at the bottom, the thread's just hanging out one side. I'm gonna go ahead and connect it to the other side to cinch it. Most projects that I work on, I'm happy with them until the last 5%, and then suddenly I hate it. I take a step away, and then when I come back, I realize that the thing I hated about it, trying to overcome that, forcing a different solution, ends up making it even better than what I initially imagined, which I think is just because you're letting the project come together and looking at it from what does it need. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna take my thread and stick it straight down and see if I can secure it through the foam in that manner. But before I even do that, I'm gonna set this aside, and we need to just deal with her for a little bit because it is still nuts up here. I'm gonna see if I can use these to even it out. So I think trimming a little bit more here will help. Now I just need to find the placement that I want this to be on her head. I'm gonna go ahead and stick that through. Oh, I feel the needle right away, so that's easy. Pull that through, and then we can orient it. Actually, that's pretty darn good. See what she looks like from the back too, but she looks pretty good from all directions right now. That looks great. So now I gotta figure out how I'm gonna secure this in place. So I've got the thread coming through the foam, and there's a pretty big surface area underneath, so I think I might be able to just put maybe 3 stitches in, coming back through the foam and out, and they would be pretty hidden. I went right through that seam there. It's not super secure on there, but it's enough to hold it and kind of give it a little bit of movement too. Not the most beautiful stitches, but there they are. All right, back up on here. I think she's looking fantastic. I'm really happy with how she turned out. I think she's awesome, very one of a kind, and I will love her for many years to come. You look great, Pinky. I think this kit is really fun. You basically get everything you need to make a Muppet. Obviously, I added the ears and the hair, and I added some texture in her mouth and the eyeballs. Things I would do differently next time. I might actually use cardboard for the hand portion. It is a little bit difficult to Muppet. It's very fatiguing on the hand. I would start trimming her hair around the mouth and then go out and I would do it with clippers instead of scissors to keep that more even. So, you ready? Are you ready for your photo shoot?